Hey guys, Mark Anthony here for MedTech World, and today's podcast will be featuring the Client Service Manager for Novalins, Harry Edward Morley. Let's go. Harry, thank you very much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Harry, we're curious. I'm going to jump into a set of questions which is going to give us a bit more depth on Novalins and what is it you're doing, and also your collaboration with MedTech World. Okay? Harry, my first question for you. Can you please introduce your company and tell us why you have decided to participate in the MedTech World Summit?
Of course. So, hi, I'm Harry. Nice to meet everyone. Here at Novalins, we do what's called medical translation. And so medical translation basically means we're a translation company, but we're specialized in the healthcare world. You know, we help medical device, biotechnology, digital health, any kind of medical company, because all of the translation experts that we work with are all specialized in some kind of healthcare field, like cardiology, oncology, whatever the field is, that's what we do. And to back all of this up, we have 3 ISO certifications in translation services, management, and medical devices. Obviously, medical devices is fairly important in this for this. And so that's us. That's Novalins. That's how we work. And then why we're participating in the MedTech World Summit, basically because we feel it's very important that medical device or MedTech companies understand how vital it is to have a good, reliable, long-term medical translation provider to help them not just expand globally into all of the different countries that they need to expand into, but also to be able to give them quality, high quality translations of any kind of documents that they can submit to any kind of health authority worldwide that they need to.
Brilliant. Could you explain how the translation and localization services are currently assisting MedTech companies to expand globally?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the most, there's 2 main aspects to it. So the main way that we help them is through what's called localization. So localization would be using native translators who have experience in whatever the healthcare field the company is working in, and they would translate the documents in a way that makes it sound natural, in a way that makes it sound, relatable to whoever the target audience is. In most cases for MedTech, we know that quite a lot of it is the general public. So we make sure that it's accessible. That's what it all comes down to. It's the accessibility of the general public to the medical products or to the medical applications, whatever the medical company is selling. That's one of the that's how we're insisting them in one side. In the other side, recently there's been some new updates to medical device regulations by the European Commission, which basically say that lots of documents have to be translated in a very specific way, and they have to be done by a certain time frame. So for lots of medical device companies, we're helping them, reach those deadlines before they come.
Brilliant. Harry, what is the significance of having a network of experts to adapt technology in providing effective translation and localization services for medical history or the industry? Sorry.
Yeah. So obviously our medical experts, I mentioned before that they're all experts in their field, but the reason that they're experts in their field is because of the ISO certifications that I mentioned before. We have a very strict selection process of who can be a translator in our company. And the translators that we use have to have a very specific background. They have to be educated to a certain degree, masters, a doctorate in some kind of medical field, or they have to have a master's in translation of a specific medical field, some kind of medical concept. And so aside from this, they also have to have, I think it's a minimum of 6 years of experience translating content. But I think our average is about 12 across everyone. And so, all of those translators together, we have 3,000 translators. And so all of those, just make sure that whenever a company has a translator, has a product that needs to be translated quickly or needs to be done in a high quality way, then we can definitely provide that. And then when it comes to adaptive technology, obviously, MedTech has a lot of technology involved. It's mostly digital things. And so we use a lot of technology specifically designed to assist the human translators with their products. Like, for example, we have a proprietary portal, which is, it's a secure file management and delivery system. But we also take advantage of translation memories, which is basically the more translations that you would do with us, then the more content we have, which can be adapted over time to basically deliver things faster and faster as time goes on.
Okay. And how about, how do you ensure that your solutions are adapted to the most recent innovations and challenges in the medical industry?
Well, from what we've seen, because from what we work on from our clients, about 60, maybe 70% of them are MedTech companies, medical devices, digital health. And so we get a lot of new, lots of these companies have very specific needs. And we found that from previous experience, what we found is that most of these companies have like a very young workforce. And which means that they're very modern. They need extremely quick turnaround times, but they're also looking for automation. They're looking for speed, digital systems. They basically want the flexibility to be able to adapt our very strict processes and our very strict ISO certifications to their needs. So say a lot of them, what we've seen, they have applications, but they also have websites. They also have platforms, software, all these kind of every kind of content that you can imagine is what the MedTech companies need. And so what we essentially do is we adapt all of our translation processes, all of the software that we already have, and we try and make it basically as flexible as possible for the companies to continue working at their same speed and not having to worry about whether the translations will be done on time. They can trust us to know that they will be.
That's great. And what is your perspective on the future of medical translation industry, and how do you think it will impact MedTech companies?
Well, I said before about the software and the flexibility and stuff, and from what we've seen, we're getting more and more need for automated processes every day. Like, I think so. From what we can tell, the main future of the medical translation industry will be just that we will have to become more automated. We will have to use more technology to just basically adapt to these MedTech companies as much as possible. Regarding impacting MedTech companies, I don't think that the future of the medical translation industry will impact them as much as they will impact us. Because obviously the MedTech companies are the ones selling the products. They're the ones that are expanding. We're just helping them. We're a provider. We're just helping them to achieve their goals. And so obviously, as long as we keep up to date with everything that they want, with everything that medical companies are asking for, then the main impact will be that these companies can continue growing at the same speed that they have so far.
Okay. Well, Harry, give me an example then. Give us a brief overview of the services your company provides, especially for MedTech companies.
So obviously we're medical translation, so we don't have anything that's specifically designed for MedTech companies. If a pharmaceutical company wants the same processes, then we can definitely offer it. But what we have found is that MedTech companies do tend to ask for more. What I said before, they tend to ask for more automation. They have platforms. One thing that we do very specifically for MedTech companies when it comes to websites, when it comes to applications, they want medical copywriting. They want the transcription or subtitles, so they want the subtitles translated, but then they want them delivered back in a specific format so they can just upload the videos immediately. Voiceovers, voice recording. There's also audio visual content involved. It's any kind of a digital platform. They're the ones that the MedTech companies most want. So we offer all of those kinds of services to the MedTech companies just so they don't have to download everything in a PDF and send it to us, basically. We can adapt to what they're doing.
Harry, I have a final question for you, which is a bonus question. Okay, would you like to share with us maybe a success story, or a case study where the translation and localization services have significantly contributed to the growth and success, I would say, of a MedTech company?
Yeah, sure. So obviously in the medical world, we have a lot of NDAs, so I can't speak about too many of our clients. But two that we have some very nice recommendation letters from would be Babylon Health and Teladoc Health. And I know that for Babylon Health, we help them quite a lot. They had one product that they wanted to launch into a South American country, and it was about 100,000 words. And 100,000 words is obviously a very big product, but we got lots of translators together. We got lots of experts to all work on the same product, and we managed to deliver it to them in about 2 weeks so that they could launch their products in the new country in record time. And then in Teladoc Health, which is another one of our clients, they originally came to us because they had extremely fast, needs. They needed very specific translations done in, I think, something like 30 global languages. They had something like 200 monthly projects. And originally we started delivering them, I think it was within 48 hours. Each project was in 48 hours. But of course, going back to the being a reliable long-term provider, over time we managed to take that down from 48 hours to 24 hours. So now, Teladoc can continue expanding into 30 or 40 countries, whatever the number currently is, and they can do it in a day, basically.
There you have it, a complete elaboration on Novalins. Thank you very much, Harry, for this. Thank you very much for your time and for stopping by. And we very much look forward to seeing you at our next expos.
Perfect. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I look forward to meeting you there.
Thank you.